Now I have a theory, and that theory is that one day Van der Haar was flicking through YouTube just looking randomly at videos, and all of a sudden he came across one of mine, where if you remember I featured a gameplay which was from Exodus. Now, he was watching that video and he decided to look down the comments section. He was reading through and people were saying, what map is this? I've never seen this map. This is a new map? Is this from the DLC? How has Apocalypse got DLC so early? He must be cheating. He must work for Activision. He's in their pockets. Damn you, APOC, I've never seen this. I'm a level 1000. I've never seen this map called Exodus. Tell me how you got it or tell me how you played it. And people were responding and saying, no, it used to be there. It used to be in circulation. But then for some reason, Van der Haar took it out because apparently it was bugged. Not that I ever saw a problem with it compared to some other DLC maps that I've seen that have got really bad wall breach bugs and things like that. But yeah, Exodus was a fine map that I loved. And Van der Haar was looking through these comments and he thought, you know what? After reading some of my responses where I was saying, yeah, I loved Exodus. It's a shame I didn't know it was taken out of circulation. I did notice that Combine was getting, Uber voted in. But yeah, Exodus was fantastic. And he thought, I'm going to give it back to the people. I wasn't sure whether to do it, but after looking at this comment section, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it for you, Apocalypse. And that's what he did. He went back and he sat in the boardroom with all of his cronies and he said, I've just watched a video today from a Brit with a droning accent who's been talking about Exodus, and people were saying that they liked the look of it and nobody knew about it, and people were level 1000 and they hadn't seen that map before. And I think we should give it back. Can we all have a vote on that? Can I see some hands? Yeah, I see more hands. Yeah, okay, we're going to do it. We're going to do it for Apocalypse and his subscribers. And that's what he did. True story. Not a true story. It's a lie. It's a complete falsehood. But yeah, Exodus is back. And it doesn't come up in circulation very often, which is a bit of a disappointment. But I am so glad to see it back because I was gutted when I found out that they'd taken it out of circulation, because obviously I didn't play this much over Christmas when the change must have happened. But the reason I like this map is because it is a textbook Treyarch design map. It's got the 3 lanes, it's got the right hand lane, the left hand lane, and the central lane, which I never go down because it's just too dangerous. But I like going down the right hand lane and catching people as they all want to go into the central rooms and camp it out. It's perfect. It's got everything I want about a map. There's got windows there where people can lick, but it's not too much of a problem because all the rooms that people want to camp in have got different accesses and you can take them by surprise and nobody can out-camp you as far as I'm concerned. I mean, somebody might alter me on that comment, but yeah, I just think it works absolutely perfectly and it's a fun map. So it was a smart move to bring it back. However, I've seen this map come up when it's been in the deciding vote of what map do you want to play. And, it's up against something like Combine, and everybody floods towards Combine again. You get 6 votes to 1, and I just bail because I don't like playing Combine. There's something about Combine that I don't get. It's like my whole game changes totally. And I don't know if anybody else gets that experience, but it's like, my hit detection gets really strange. My hit detection gets worse than it ever has been, and also the view kick is odd. It's like, normally I get view kick and I can deal with that. I don't like it, but I can deal with it. But my view kick is almost like I'm slipping on a banana skin. My gun just fires up in the air about 10 feet above the people's head once I get shot. It's just too manic, too strange, and the spawns are absolutely fucking awful. Don't get me wrong, I've had some pretty decent games on Combine, but the mess outweighs the good. The chafe outweighs the decent. It's just one of those maps I hate. It's kind of like the new Nuketown to me, and I don't get why people like it so much. I mean, obviously everybody's got their own preference. People love Nuketown. Treyarch obviously love Nuketown because they bought it back 3 times. I don't know. Will it be a 4th in 3 years' time? Who knows? But the reason I hated Nuketown was because it was just too goddamn clumsy. And it's not because I hate small maps. Let me tell you something. And I've talked about this before. Shipment in Call of Duty 4 was a tiny ass map. Now, if you wanted to vote Shipment, it was because you wanted complete and utter havoc, and you didn't give a fuck whether you died 30 times during that game because you normally would. There was not very often you could survive a game of Shipment without losing your life. I don't know, so let's say for the sake of argument, in a game of domination on Shipment, you went about 95 for about 62. 95 kills to 62 deaths. It was almost commonplace. Because half the time you would spawn and a grenade would blow you up, then you would spawn and an airstrike would kill you, then you would spawn and a helicopter would be there, or you would spawn next to an enemy. It was just major havoc, and that was why the map was there. Also with Rust on, Modern Warfare 2, it was a little less crazy, but all the same, you'd spawn and see somebody in front of you. It was made to be absolutely nuts, and that was why they put it there, and that was why people wanted to play it, because it was like, let's just go nuts, let's go crazy. I don't care about my kill-death ratio anymore. I just want to have some insane fun, and I want to die a million times, but in something like Call of Duty 4, I want frag times 3. I want to spawn and just throw 3 frags across the very small map, in which, my launching of the grenade will actually hit the other end of the map anyway, because it was so small. And hopefully I can get a couple of doubles, triples, and maybe call in an airstrike. The intention was for Havoc, whereas I think with maps like Nuketown, and particularly maps like Combine, the intention is for sort of fast-paced gameplay without being messy, but it just is messy, and that's what I don't like about it. I've gone on a nice streak, and I've controlled an area, and I've been very smart about how I've played, and I've sort of watched my back, or watch my six, or whatever this game likes to call it. I've watched my back, I've had a look there, there's a guy there, shoot him, I think they might spawn up, and all of a sudden, there's 10 guys just spawned directly behind me, and, take your pick of which one's going to take the butt of their gun and fuck me in the back of the head. That to me is messy, clumsy, and it just requires absolutely zero skill. And I don't know what kind of people vote for that. I'm not judging anybody. Like I say, everybody's completely within their own rights to play the kind of map they want, and that's why they put it there. They've got to cater to everybody's needs. I want big maps, no, I want small maps. I want a medium-sized map. It's like the 3 bears. This one's too hot, too cold, but this one's just right. But Nuketown and Combine, too unpredictable. I'm really glad actually that Nuketown's got its own playlist. I really hope they don't do what they did in Black Ops 2 and suddenly say, do you know what, people seem to like Nuketown, let's put it back into the normal playlist of Team Deathmatch and all the rest of it, so people have to play it. Because I haven't played Nuketown once on this, and I've got no intention to whatsoever. What I think I would like to see, I think this would be a smart idea, is, if they could incorporate something in there where you could sort of go through a tick system and say, I don't ever want to play that map, and I don't ever want to play that map, and just completely tick them down and say, if they ever come up in circulation, just put me in another lobby anyway. Or, more as the case with me is when you fire up your PS4 and you go about to drop in, it's like, Combine, no, bail out. Go into another game of Combine with a completely different lobby. No, I really don't want to play Combine. I'll bail out. And then all of a sudden you go into a map in circulation. It's like, oh good, thank God I've escaped the Combine. Oh shit, it's Combine again. Fuck. But you know what, I will give Treyarch their dues, and I think that they are sort of listening to the community a little bit more this time around. Maybe there was a big demand for Exodus to be returned, and they've, tweaked and fixed whatever needed tweaking and fixing, and it seems like they are trying to put in patches and nerfs to make everything so much better. But the one thing I will say is I don't like, I kind of get it, but I don't like this this thing they've put in there where it times you out. So if you lie down on the floor, you get instantly kicked. That kind of pisses me off, because I don't think they give you enough time. I don't know whether they've done it to, for people to stop boosting or camping. I don't know, I don't get that one, but I don't like that, because the other day I was having an immensely good game, and I got a nice little knock at the door, and I got up and answered it. It was my next door neighbour, who's a 92-year-old woman, standing there looking sort of pathetically with a jar of pickled onions in her hand. And she said, oh Alan, can you open this jar of pickled onions? I can't open it because my hands hurt. I said, no problem. And I sort of puffed out my chest, give it Johnny Big Potato, show him what a big strong ox I was, and give it a real pathetic turn, and it opened, made a big sort of song and dance of it, and went, ugh, and yeah, ripped the top off and took a load of glass with it and said, there you go, enjoy your pickles. Sat back down and I was gone, I was kicked, and it literally, this whole process took about 10 seconds for me to get up, answer the door, open it as quickly as possible, give it back to her, slam the door in her face, run back to my seats, and I was kicked. So some of the things they're trying to, I can see where they're going with things, but a little bit too extreme maybe, I don't know. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the gameplay, guys, and just let me know. Are you glad to see Exodus return, and do you hate Combine as much as me? If you love it, tell me why, because I need to get inside your mind and understand. Apocalypse done.